Hello and welcome to Pro Trader Strategies Market Commentary for Tuesday, December the 20th. My name's Eric Wilkinson. Some of you may recognize me as the Wolfman from CNBC, Fox Business, or even the Wall Street Journal for my commentary on everything from economic to geopolitical and market analysis. Please keep in mind that everything that we talk about in these daily market commentaries is not a solicitation to buy or sell any of these securities or strategies. At the end of the day, we're here to teach you some different strategies that you can implement into your portfolios, but please do that in your own way. The reason why I can't give you a recommendation on a particular stock or strategy is because I don't know your risk parameters. I don't know what's in your portfolios, and therefore what I'm doing could be counterintuitive to what you are already doing. Having that out of the way, let's get this on. Really no economic data today. Tomorrow we do get the crude oil inventories and existing home sales, but for the most part we're going to see a pretty quiet week for the most part. We saw volumes down quite a bit yesterday and again today, which has allowed the equities to really blast higher, especially in the Dow, which I'll get to here in a minute. Overall, crude oil pushing higher as well, up almost 60 cents, trying to test that $54 a barrel mark, but at the end of the day, it's starting to look like that 54.50 high of the 52-week high could be tested probably next week, unless we see some huge inventory builds or something like that tomorrow. And then on to gold. Gold having another tough day, down $13. It was down over $14 earlier this morning. But again, the strength in the dollar is leading to commodities across the board, even with soybeans, wheat having a lot of trouble. But that's mostly due in part to the strength in the dollar, and that is what we've seen here really pretty much for the past couple of months. Then on to the bonds. Bonds are down 24 ticks on the day, looking at being down a point. Yesterday's big rally kind of made it look like it was looking like a bit of a bottom down there. But today's pullback is kind of taking away from that. Yesterday we tested that 9-day moving average and looked like we were going to pretty much settle above that, but it kind of pulled back late in the day. Today giving up quite a bit of ground and well below that 9-day moving average. Dow Jones Industrial Average, this is what I was talking about. Everybody would look like they were getting ready to party like it was 1999-9 and looking for that 20,000 mark, but it's come up just shy of that and has since pulled back. We're going to have to wait and see. I mean, it's only 13 ticks away really from that historical number, and would be interesting to see if it makes it there by the end of the year. On to the NASDAQ. NASDAQ eyeing up its historical mark as well. 5,000 is going to be its equivalent in a sense to the Dow's 20,000, but we are just shy of that by about 50 some points. The NASDAQ up just over 17 points as we speak. E-mini S&Ps also up on the day, 7.5 points or 8 points now. Overall markets, as you can see, the volumes have just been really sliding off. It's a holiday week and a lot of traders see this volume kind of dry up for the next couple of weeks, for that matter. Next week we could start seeing a little bit more volume pick up heading into the new year as people kind of jockey around with their portfolios, take some losses and things of that nature to offset gains. So next week could get a little bit funky, but this week usually is a light week for volume. This is the chart of the E-mini S&Ps on a 15-minute chart breakdown. As you can see, I mean, yesterday's was pretty wild rally. I mean, rally and then sell off almost minute by minute, and on very low volume. So there's just not a lot in the way of this market wanting to move in either direction. It's kind of whoever is at the wheel at the time is taking control, and it's just, like a vacuum in either direction. But E-mini S&Ps up on the day and quite near their highs. Only trade that I've done is WYNN. WYNN got beaten up when China said that they were going to limit withdrawals from ATMs, try and keep some of their currency in their country. So they're trying to limit that. WYNN was hurt as well as a lot of the other casino stocks, because they saw it as people not being able to throw their money into these casinos. So WYNN's been hurt from that. That's what that big drop was. On what day was it? It was on the 8th of December. So the overall market coming down here to test the value area low, but this is also looking like a pretty good support area, which is why I decided to go a little bit long there. It's been beaten up as far as I'm concerned, so I decided to add a little bit of long deltas in case this whole Dow 20,000, NASDAQ 5,000 really comes to fruition before the end of the year in the next couple of weeks. Thought we'd see a little bit of a pullback and some profit taking heading into the end of the year, and that 20,000 wasn't going to happen until the beginning of next year. So we're going to have to wait and see what that is. But I decided to add some long deltas with WYNN and went into the February and bought the 85 calls and sold the 92.5 calls, and I paid $3.75. So it's right there wrapped around what my rules are for that type of strategy, which is a debit spread. I did it small as well, just because it is a debit spread, and looking for a little bit of a pullback, excuse me, to come up back and test this 9-day moving average, if you will, which is kind of right there where my short strike is. So hopefully we can get that happening relatively soon. That's about all I got for you guys today. Friday's webinar is going to be on the put calendar. It's a really good one. It's great for this time of year, especially with things like WYNN, where we have really low implied volatility. I actually looked at putting on a long call calendar in this, but it didn't fit to those rules that I talk about in that webinar, so it didn't really work out very well. So I went with the long call spread, so that fits with my rules along that. So you can check that out also at Pro Trader Strategies, and hope to see you guys all there Friday. If you can't take that, take it easy.